Wala susunod. Oh, so I'm passing this to you.
Pinapanood kita nung sa TikTok eh.
Actually, nakapakinig na ako sa'yo a couple of times.
Let's go back to the start. Di ba yan?
Yun!
Oh, salamat at napaunlakan mo naman din ako, Jigo.
Gamit ang siyensya, lohika at pagkamaparaan.
Kwentuhang nakaka-good vibes ba ang hanap ninyo?
Bebo.
Dancing Queen.
At dahil mahal.
Every little thing gonna be alright.
O gusto nyo lang makitambay at makisaya? Tutok na sa programang Kwento Mo ang Bida. Kasama ang inyong universal online host, Jigo Pastolero.
Sa programang Kwento Mo ang Bida.
Sa Small Talk, Jigo Live.
Isang masayang gabi mga kaabante. Ako pong ilingkod na nag-iisang tigasing tagapagtanong, your universal online host, Jigo Postolero, para sa programang Kwento Mo ang Bida, Jigo Live. Grabe talaga namang pangdiinan ng ating episode ngayon. Sinusulit ko yung pagtatagalog kasi mamaya mapapasubo tayo nito. English na to all the way. Oo, baka mamaya madiscover ako sa Bilyonaryo News Channel kasi English ang labanan dito mamaya sa ating special guest. Pero bago natin siya makilala, no, tayo na sabayang napapanood sa Dwar Abante Radyo Facebook page, ganun din sa ating YouTube channel, Dwar Abante Radyo, 1494 sa AM din, 1494 1494. Mapapakinggan nyo kami dyan. Pihitin nyo lang po at lalabas na po ang ating programa. Ayan. So, sa mga viewers worldwide, ayan, talagang pangdiinan po ang ating episode tonight. Shoutout po kay Maria Maridel, no? Talagang matindi ang pag-assist niya ngayong gabi. Oo, may match na rin tayo dyan, no? Maria Maridel, no? Talagang siya pa yung nag-remind sa akin. May match na ba, Sir Jigo? Meron. Di ba? Kung di niya pinaalala, malamang sabihin ko na naman dyan, pa-play, pero wala siyang may play kasi di niya nakita. Well, shoutout kay Maria Maridel. Very inspired, part ng production to. Hindi lang to pang edit, kundi pang kalahatan to. Biro mo, pati mga guest ko, pinupuri siya eh. Tinatanong, what's her name? I said, Maria is the name. Ganun yan. Napaka-palakpakan natin yan si Maria Maridel. Saludo tayo dyan. No? Si Court Esquilio, hindi ko na nakikita. No? Maganda sana kasama yun kasi international yung guest natin. Maganda sana international din yung nag-welcome, mga Lebanese. No? Naku po talaga si Court na to. Hindi ko na nakikita. So, sa mga viewers worldwide, ayan, syempre, sabayan tayo napapanood no, sa YouTube, sa Facebook, at sa ating Twitter. It's Abante News, Abante News. Ayan, Abante News lang pala sa TikTok. Ayan. So, eto, shoutout nga pala no sa ating matikas na kaibigan, malupit na pinakamalupit na driver to ng isang delivery app, no? Napakalupit nito ni Richard Rato Baz. Ayan, batilin daw sa kanyang mga tropa diyan kung nasan man siya ngayon. Shoutout kay Richard Rato Baz. Ayan, nanonood sa atin, no? Si Kuya Brad Aga Parkland. Shoutout sa lahat ng mga Taugama P Project 2 Community Chapter. Shoutout po sa inyong lahat dyan. Nanonood si Sir Levi Posadas. Tinag niya po si Caleb, si Sir Caleb Dignadis. Oo, tsaka si Christian Shozon nanonood. Shoutout sa Taugama P, Taugama Sigma Project 2 Community Chapter. Ayan, mula po kay Brad Aga Parkland. So I think we're ready. No? Pakilala na natin ang ating special guest for the first time ever. Isa, no, sa talagang nilulook up and talagang hinahangaan. International Pro Wrestler. Talagang pangdiinan to. First time natin siya makakasama dito. The one and only Dr. Gore. Dr. Gore, welcome to the show, sir.
Hello, and I think I just learned this today. Magandang gabi to everyone watching.
Yes, Dr. Gore in flesh. And it's very nice to have you around, Dr. Gore. Dr. Gore, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's my third time in Manila,
Okay.
and I'm enjoying every single moment.
Wow.
with Manila, especially with you, Mr. Jigo.
Yes, that's very nice. Likewise, Dr. Gore. And we just wanted to, we're excited to know more about you aside from your career in wrestling. We just want to know how you started. Let's first talk about your childhood. Let's say, the influence about your, let's say, the community, your playmates, or let's say influence as a whole. Okay.
Mr. Jigo, you really want to go deep into my mind.
That deep.
We're going straight into the childhood, are we?
Yeah.
How long do we have?
Maybe let's say an hour or less. Yeah, but I think it's kaya. Naubos ako.
What's kaya? Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what's
it's
kaya.
doable. It's doable. Yeah, it's
Okay, childhood. I think childhood is the same as every other Southeast Asian pro wrestler. I love pro wrestling at the beginning. Interestingly, my parents and I would watch it together.
Okay.
I would watch The Undertaker rise out from the coffin.
Like, let's say the new generation era or
No,
the
we started
attitude.
with the WWF way before that. We
Oh,
had
the golden era. Wow.
We had Ric Flair. We had Roddy Piper versus Goldust, that
Okay.
infamous car chase. We had Yokozuna. We had Bret Hart. So I never thought that I would ever be a pro wrestler because my parents wanted a doctor.
Yeah.
My parents wanted me to be someone successful,
Okay.
and I achieved that dream. But I never felt that it was what I was meant for in life.
So
Something
there's
happened.
let's say an emptiness, or let's say you're lacking something that you can figure out. Is just like that?
Yeah, it's just, when you're growing up, you just want to be told to do something.
Okay.
You want to be told to do something. And then when I hit a certain crossroads in my life, I learned that I should go into pro wrestling. That crossroads happened when I was fired from the medical board.
Why?
I can't tell you.
Hmm.
If I tell you, I think
We're gonna have a whole day, something like
we're
that.
gonna get in trouble, but I will not.
Yeah. It's okay.
I will openly say it wasn't my fault.
Okay. I understand that. Sometimes it happens.
It happens.
And sometimes let's say the rejection, or let's say if
the
things
life
are
and
meant to
death
be,
of somebody, that's
Okay.
meant to be.
yeah, if it's
you know.
not meant to be, maybe it's a redirection for you to other opportunity, or let's say a life path,
Yeah.
something like that.
It led me to turning
Okay.
to pro wrestling, where we can challenge the human body past its limit. And
Okay.
I don't have to be answerable to any medical board. I don't have to be answerable to the hospital.
Okay.
Once you step into the ring with Dr. Gore, you are responsible for your own health.
Yeah.
And I'm
so,
responsible for testing it as much as I want to.
so there's a risk, something like that, and
There is a
it's up
risk.
to them.
There is a risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about let's talk about how you enter the industry, something like that, and how do you develop your persona, the personality itself?
The industry was small, so all I ever wanted to do was just be in Singapore. All
Okay.
I ever wanted to do was to just chase the dream to make Singapore professional wrestling
Okay.
a living reality. but thanks to hard work, thanks to good relationships, and thanks to the universe pointing me in certain directions, we get a chance to go to other countries, like coming to Manila. Thanks to, how do I say it? Thanks to just reaching out and challenging yourself and believing in a small little dream.
Yeah.
Then we are now just not limited to pro wrestling in my country. We are going to places like Japan.
Okay.
And hopefully next year we can get to America.
That's very nice. So as you speak right now, the wrestling industry in Singapore is limitless. Something like that.
I think so. I think that I'm fortunate.
Okay.
I'm fortunate that I'm in a position that I can chase the dream and I can go to places where I can challenge myself.
Yep.
And I understand that what I have is something that I'm fortunate to have.
That's
I'm
nice.
blessed to have it. So I believe that I should just push it to the limit.
Yep.
I should do the best I can.
And since you're pushing yourself to the limit, Dr. Gore, and then you're privileged to do all the things that you love,
So-
I just want to know the reaction of your closest friends, family, because this is pro wrestling. Yeah, one wrong move could lead to a lifetime, let's say, I don't know, something like that. Like the reminder of the WWF before, please don't try this at home.
That's true. Apparently I didn't listen to those reminders.
Maybe your TV is on mute during that time.
I think all of us saw those reminders and said, I'm trying this.
Okay.
When the voice comes out and says, please don't try this at home. Oh.
What if? That's okay.
No, what if? I'll try at my friend's home.
Okay.
But yeah, the reaction to your question about how's the reaction
Yeah.
from my close ones.
We're still
Of
gonna be
course.
worried about that. You're a good-looking guy. Actually,
thank you.
sometimes people might say you look like Mario Maurer. I don't know if you know the Thai actor or something like that.
Wow.
And
I've been told I look more like Super Mario.
Super- Okay. All right. So yeah, in line with that, how was the reaction of the closest friends, family?
Concern.
with
Yeah, for sure. Concern, especially when you step out of a safe industry. I think
Okay.
anybody who, once again, I'm a fortunate man. So I step out of a place of security or financial stability and I step
Okay.
out into something that you are trying to grow. And just like any entrepreneur,
Yep.
like yourself, you know that starting out is one of the hardest and the most stressful things.
Yeah,
So
very
it was-
risky.
yeah.
Sometimes you don't know
Mhm.
what tomorrow could bring, but all you got to do is trust in your heart and instinct.
Yes, you got to trust in your heart. You have to do the safety procedures that you need to do to prepare yourself to step into the ring. You've got to take
Okay.
care of your body, but a lot of things you can do your best preparation. But like what we see in mainstream wrestling, everything sometimes is not in your hands.
Okay.
You just have to do your best, set boundaries and be clear with what you can do. And then once you enter the ring, it is all out. It's all in the hands of someone else. It's all in the hands of the universe. So
Yeah.
yes, my loved ones were scared.
Okay.
My loved ones do always require me to give them a call after everything is done. It's almost like I become one of my patients.
Okay.
You know, their loved ones immediately once the procedure is done, they're like, doctor, what's going on?
Okay.
So for me, it's like once my matches are over, immediately my loved ones are like, doctor, what's going on? So I have to give them a call and I have to tell them I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm healthy. But sometimes when things go wrong, I just have to be honest. and
Tell
say,
them right away.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yes.
But do you think it's an advantage that you're in the medical field or line, and that you're in the pro wrestling as well? Because let's say the danger is always there. However, you can prevent. The first aid, something like that. Do you think it's an
Mm.
advantage?
I think it's every wrestler's job and responsibility. Whatever field you are, you have to educate yourself
Okay.
in pro wrestling. And I think it's also the mindset more than the knowledge. It's the mindset to that's what separates pro wrestling from other athletes, in my opinion, or any other martial artist.
Okay.
You have to be comfortable with the fact that you might not step out the same, or you might not even be able to step out. So you have to go in with the full knowledge that you're putting your life at risk. So going back to my loved ones, once again, they also have to, be comfortable with the fact that their baby boy or their good friend
yeah.
is going to have to. It might be the last time they see him, or it will be. But at the same time, you should never give up hope, because
Yeah.
that's what wrestlers live off.
Hmm.
We enter with the 100% sacrifice, but at the same time, we always have to have hope. I like to echo this can rant a bit or go on a tangent. I like to echo this wrestler by the name of Jun Kasai.
Okay.
He says that his wrestling match will never end until he gets home to his loved ones at home. Does that make sense?
It's very deep. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like even though we prepared that things will change for better or for worse,
Okay.
we still have to live on hope and say that we can never give up on being able to be safe.
Safe and sound.
Yes.
Something like that.
Mhm.
So I just want to know how do you contribute your knowledge or let's say your skills in the medical field for your let's say colleagues, something like that. Do you let's say do you have a pep talk before you started the warm up, something like that?
Pep
Or-
talk my opponents to make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
that they get
Let's say
fine?
before the training, yeah, or something like that.
I don't pep talk my opponents.
It's up to them. Something like that.
I mess with their head. I just stare at them
No
across the room.
concern, no concern.
I
Yeah,
just stare at them across the room like how I'm staring at the camera. I'll just be like, hi,
yeah.
you're wrestling me tonight.
Good
Have you
luck.
considered what's going to happen to your knee? See you outside.
Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, in line with that, I just wanna first acknowledge your fans and friends. Let's say Robin Sane here. Let's say hello, good doctor.
Hi, Robinson.
Yep. Cornelius Low. Let's say Dr. Gore
Cornelius
Daddy.
Low from Malaysia.
Wow, Malaysian wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shout out there. Then Joey Rosas, the one of the most handsome Pinoy superstar.
Photo, please.
Say hi, Dr. Gore. I'm sick, and our head of the graphic
Aw.
artist, Roniel de Guzman.
Mm.
Hi, doctor.
Mm.
And Cornelius Low from Malaysia. I want Dr. Gore to treat me all over. Then Robin saying Dr. Hope. All right. And
I feel like all these people are being like your typical patients. They want the doctor's attention, but they don't know what's wrong. Hi, doctor. Hi, doctor. What would you like?
okay. All right. So yeah, let's talk about one of your for you. What will be the unforgettable or let's say match that you have in your career that let's say it's life threatening or something like a risky, something like that.
There's
That's
so many moments. I can't pinpoint those
Yeah.
moments. I think off the top of my head would be my match where I tag team with my best friend,
okay.
the Butcherman. The two of us are the current SPW Singapore Pro Wrestling Southeast Asian Tag Team.
Tag
champs.
team. Yep.
But we had our first chance to fight for the titles against a Japanese tag team by the name of Calamari Drunken Kings, CDK. It was Chris Brooks and Masahiro Takanashi. And I believe that was the most memorable match I ever had because it was straight out of COVID. I was pushed to my limits against two professionals who have been doing this for the past 20 years of their life.
Okay.
And the titles, my home country's titles were on the line. So I had everything that was building up against me. We didn't win that night, but we learned so much. I learned how to push my limits. And there were even moments where I thought that I wasn't going to walk out of the ring by my own accord. So right off the bat of my head, that was memorable because it was the hardest thing I ever had to go through. It was life-changing for the better. And it was a deep learning experience.
That's
And,
nice.
Yeah, and I'm proud to say that myself and the Butcherman, we are the current Southeast Asia Tag Team Champions, which I have brought the Tag Team Championship with
Show
me
the world. Okay.
today, which I will be defending this with the Butcherman by my side. I will be defending this at Gem of the Joshis. which is
Okay.
happening on
In Sunday. Yep. Okay.
Against-
Let's place it here. Okay.
Against Super P and L
and Patricia.
but no, it's El Capipunero, Capinenero.
El Catipunero.
El Capitunero.
El Catipunero. Yeah.
Capitunero.
Catipunero with the red
Catipunero.
mask, something like
The
that.
mask.
Yeah.
Just find a different name. Call yourself Steve.
like Steve.
Just call yourself Steve. Why do you
Okay.
make life so difficult? You got Super P, that's easy. And then it's like
Okay.
El Capitunero. Did I get it right?
Yeah. El Catipunero. Catipunero.
Catipunero.
Yeah.
I'm calling you Steve.
Steve.
Or David.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about let's say the cultural experience. So whenever, for example, you did wrestle in Japan, how was it? How was the experience?
Oh,
It's a different
life-changing.
level or different world,
Yeah.
something like that.
I used to come. I was so used to. I've been wrestling for 10 years, but I
Okay.
always like to say that my wrestling experience can be condensed to 2 years or 4 years because I wrestled one match every 2 months.
Okay.
I went there for 3 months and I wrestled about 3 matches every week.
Hmm.
And I was wrestling against people of different calibers. It was the most stressful time of my life.
Okay.
It was the most. It was the time where I had the most doubts and questions, but it was also the time that I had to build up such a strong resilience because I promised myself that I wanted to take a chance on myself, and I wasn't going to give up halfway. So those 3 months were some of the greatest times of my life and the hardest.
Yeah.
You know that old saying?
Is
the
it
best.
compressed, right?
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
that old saying? It's the best of times and it's the worst of times. The best of times and the worst of times.
So it's like let's say all in one.
It was all in one.
All right.
Yeah, it was all in one.
Okay.
Do you have an expression for that in Tagalog, like saying that it was an all in one experience?
Halo, something like that.
Halo.
Mixed.
Yeah, it was halo. It was lots of emotions just running through in 3 months. But I am glad for it. I wouldn't, if people say, "Oh, that was hard," I'll do it again in a heartbeat, just like that.
So let's say there's no break for you're not seeing let's say a retreat or a break, something like that. Your career as of this week.
A break. Could you elaborate a bit?
Yeah,
more?
let's say for example, right now, you're I was about to say that you're in the prime of your career.
Thank
So
you.
do you see yourself let's say having a very long break, something like that, or a retreat for a while?
I feel like I had a very long break in COVID because we couldn't wrestle, and I also went for an ACL surgery. I went for a knee surgery to repair my knee.
Okay.
So that was my long break. It was about 9 months, a year and a half of rehab.
Yeah.
And that was also the time where I retired.
However, during the time on your rehab, I certainly believe that your mind is still conditioned that you want to go back, something like that.
To be honest,
or it's a mix.
To be honest, Jigo, it was no, because I had to stop wrestling. I had to get a different job.
Okay.
I got into the creative field. I pursued art, and I got something pretty stable. And I decided that this is a good life. I don't need to wrestle.
Okay.
Yeah, at that point of time, there was a desire to go back.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of desire, but it was more of like fulfillment of the soul. But I felt like
since you accomplished it, for the meantime. So
so I felt like at that point in time, I haven't been to Japan. I haven't been to anywhere. I was only wrestling in Singapore and Southeast Asia, and I felt blessed again. So I thought, it's all right to just call it a night and close the ward for this situation. So that was my long break, and I came back because of CDK, because of Chris Brooks and Masa. I came back because of the Butcherman, and now I am back fully because the Southeast Asian scene, especially what's happening in Manila and Thailand, is
on fire.
Vibrant. You're not just seeing pro wrestling; you're seeing the culture of each country like blossom in wrestling. So you're not just watching pro wrestling in Philippines. You're watching Filipino pro wrestling. I think that's a big difference. I think people have to understand that.
Yeah. So in line with this, I just want to know how was the partnership with DXCN?
Oof.
Yeah, how was that?
It's the worst. Don't tell them that. It's the worst. I don't like DXCN. Don't tell them this. I don't.
You don't like them?
Oh. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
DXCN
How was it? How was it possible? Yeah.
When we came because I have a good competitive friendship with JDL.
Okay.
I don't like him, but I love him at the same time. I love that
love-hate relationship.
I love hate
all
relationship.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I love to hate him because he's so talented, honestly. But I had a relationship with JDL, and he put me in contact with DXCN.
Wow.
Yeah, DXCN appreciated the work that the Horrors of Pro Wrestling was
That's
doing.
very nice, yeah.
I really appreciated them, and I always told JDL we have to wrestle again. But the opportunity did not come back. But the opportunity to work with JDL on a show that he was main eventing Zack Sabre Jr. was last May?
Yeah.
And I had to be there to support this guy. I had to be there to support JDL. I wanted to see him live in the flesh. So it was an opportunity to work with DXCN then. A few months later, they contacted me because they heard about a little show that I do in Singapore called Graveyard Shift.
Okay.
And they said, come around this time of Halloween. We would love if you could bring Graveyard Shift to Manila.
Right.
Yes.
And that's going to happen tomorrow.
That's going to happen tomorrow.
Yep.
I really appreciate DXCon for taking the chance on using this small little brand that I created. I appreciate that they have been collaborating with me about this event. They've been asking me for my feedback. They've been suggesting how they wanted to inject their own flavor in it. It's a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of, you know how it is in business.
It's part. Yeah,
it's like, come on, no, I don't want to do this. I like this, you like this. And now it is something that is blossoming on itself, and I'm really excited for tomorrow. And I hope the people who are coming tomorrow are going to share the same excitement.
Yes, that's absolutely gonna happen.
Will you be coming?
Yep, I'll be.
You sure?
I'm gonna bring my wife.
You're gonna bring your wife?
Yeah.
What's her name? Mrs.
Camille.
Camille.
Yeah.
Where are you seated? Where are you standing?
We're gonna be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make sure that we get Jigo on the action. Jigo on the action.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about this? The event Graveyard Shift gonna happen tomorrow. Then on Sunday we have the jam of the Josh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jam of the Joshis.
Yes. What is about?
So Joshi is a term that comes from the Japanese pro wrestling culture.
Okay.
Joshi, I think, to the best of my knowledge, apologies in advance. Joshis refer to the Japanese female pro wrestlers or female pro wrestling athletes. So Jam of the Joshis, I believe there was an original event 10 years ago in the Philippines where it was also headlined by female pro wrestlers.
Oh, that's nice.
And there were some names that came from the All Japan side, All Japan Pro Wrestling or something. Forgive me. They are bringing back this legacy because a lot of people don't understand that Philippines actually has like over 70 years of pro wrestling culture. And it is a first pro wrestling event in Manila in the modern era where the female wrestlers will be headlining the show. The main event will be a female pro wrestler versus a Japanese female pro wrestler for championship match. And all the female pro wrestlers of all the Joshis of Philippines will be participating in this event. So usually, in like mainstream people see pro wrestling as a masculine men's sport. And the women are always like slotted in somewhere. And even them, they are like the cut above the rest. So this event, I believe, shows that Southeast Asia doesn't just have a thriving pro wrestling culture, there's a thriving Joshi pro wrestling culture. And on a Sunday, that's going to be very exciting.
So it's going to be equal or something like that.
I think it's going to be equal.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I think it's going to be very eye-opening for people who are used to seeing women pro wrestling as demure, very graceful. And they're going to see the Amazonian, the fighter, from them. And women athletes are changing the world. Some of the most exciting martial artists or some of the most exciting fights you see and have women involved.
That's very nice.
And so pro wrestling shouldn't be any different.
It's like women's revolution, something like that.
Oh, here we go again, the women's revolution again. Yeah. I'm excited for that.
That's nice. So let's go back to the Graveyard Shift since it's going to be happening tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Are we going to be expecting a Graveyard Shift to be yearly, something like that, or let's say every 6 months? Or what would be the setup for that?
I would leave that question to the fans. The questions to I would leave the question to everyone watching right now to say this: if you enjoy this concept of Graveyard Shift, and if I uphold my responsibility with DXCon to make it an exciting event, I'm open to constantly come back to Manila to host Graveyard Shift every other season just for the holidays. We could have Graveyard Shift Christmas, Graveyard Shift New Year. I believe that Graveyard Shift should be something where people put their own taste to it. It's like a dish.
That's nice.
We got Singapore chicken rice, but we also have a chicken rice dish in Philippines. Right?
I'm pretty much sure it's like adobo, something like that.
I heard about that. So yes, when it's in Singapore, it's Hainanese chicken rice, and then when you're in Manila, it's adobo.
Okay.
So I want Graveyard Shift to just be a platform where we can just have fun and show people that pro wrestling is just a family-friendly or just an entertaining site with the good action involved.
Yeah, very nice. A showcase, very flavorful.
Something you can invite your mom-in-law to, your auntie, even your church friends, that kind of thing. Even the auntie at the church that goes, "Oh my God, pro wrestling." Which is what happened. Why this is what makes me so happy now is that the concerns my mom has You know, for me being a pro wrestler, a lot of them are mitigated with her constantly going to her church friends and saying, "You see my son? He used to be a doctor,
Okay.
but now he's a
He's a pro
wrestler."
wrestler.
Yeah.
The shift. Yeah. Okay.
That's like two things in life, right?
Mm.
Number one, you appear on mainstream news. Number two is that your parents are showing your work to their friends. I feel like that's important.
Yes, that's nice. And the good thing about that is everyone is in line with the passion, the love for the
Yes.
craft.
I hope so.
And it continues as you inspire people,
Mm.
young generation, to continue this kind of great legacy, most especially in Southeast Asia.
So,
Yeah,
yes.
we're roaring right now.
we are roaring.
Okay. All right. So, yep, Dr. Gore, I'm giving you the opportunity to advise, most especially the youngsters out there that they wanted to be with you in the to be someone like you in the future.
Someone
They
like me in the
want- Okay. Yeah, they have they wanted to have the profession, the professional life. However, they need something for their soul, a passion, something like that.
Don't do what I'm doing, kids. stay in school.
Yeah.
Stay in school. Get a degree. Get a nice house and get stability. Get health insurance. Okay. I don't think I'm at a position in life to give advice.
Okay.
But I think
Let's say to inspire them. Let's
inspire
say
them.
you
Inspire-
cannot let's say control that they wanted to follow your footsteps, something like that.
do your best.
Okay.
Do your best. Get a mentor. You know, get a mentor who is looking out for you and not just someone who is trying to humiliate you. Get someone who makes you feel humble,
Okay.
but also someone who really sees you for your potential and your abilities. But most importantly, do your best in pursuing something that makes you happy at the end of the day, that you know isn't hurting anybody,
Okay.
and something that you know you can give back to the community. A lot of artists, a lot of singer-songwriters, musicians, actors now, we are looking up to them not just about the money and the hits that they produce, but also what they do for their culture. So do your best in what you want to do, and then make sure that you're giving back to the community, because the community is also going to keep you sane and keep you grounded. That's the best I can do.
That's very nice, sir. And we just wanted to acknowledge again the comment section. Yep. It's Winsel Joy Zamora. Shout out. Cornelius Lowe. Someone send that pipe bomb to Bleacher Report. Then there is a Jonathan Havilio. It's from YouTube. Yeah, he's watching from YouTube. Let's say greetings from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Welcome to Jigo Live on Dwar Abante Radyo Networks. Country, enjoy the show and enjoy the long weekend. Then Maria Maridel, sakto di pa ako. Ano yun? Ayan, Martin Vicencio, you better be there, Boss Jigo. Yup. Okay. See you then. Okay. And Bruce Robert Louis Lim, yeet. Yeah, they're watching that. Okay. All right. So, yep, Dr. Gore, we just wanted to give you the floor again to say thank you to all we wanted to thank or to shout out and to promote the event. We have the materials right there. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Jigo Live. Thank you, Jigo, for this platform. Thank you to DXCN. Thank you to all the professional wrestlers of Philippines who are giving their time, effort for this. We're going to put on a great show this weekend, guys, and we're going to put on more great shows in the years to come. Everyone else, please come and watch the Graveyard Shift Manila debut on Saturday. It starts at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6 p.m. And then the day after, stay the whole night, because we're going to a jam of the Joshis the next day, where you will see the main event of Chelsea Marie versus Yuki Kamifuku. And there's going to be wrestlers from Thailand, Singapore, Philippines, of course. And we all hope they all have a good time.
Yeah, very juicy and very tough lineup. Back-to-back weekend DXCN. Yeah, we just wanted to shout out people from DXCN, let's say.
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. DXCN. DXCN team. Can I mention them by name? Okay, I'd like to thank Martin, Rosh, Cholo, the entire team that's going to be working tomorrow. Bon, there's even, I'm forgetting your names, Fabio even, trainer Fabio, coach Fabio, and every single person backstage, and even the music team. Was it New Pinoy Music Collective? Thank you guys so much for letting us use your music, because music is so good. Using using music for wrestling. It's amazing, you know, sound and everything. We love the sound. Thank you to even the team, the props team, who will be giving us a bunch of surprises tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Thank you also to our sponsors, all the sponsors who I don't remember the names, but
there's a lot.
Yeah,
There's a lot. Yeah.
there's a lot of sponsors, even internationally, even from Singapore, from Philippines. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. Thank you to all the promoters who are working hard in Southeast Asia to make this a dream. Thank you all so much. Salamat. Thank
Okay,
you.
and Patricia Legaya just comment, let's say, give me back my bestie, Dr. Gore.
Nope.
What is your response?
No, Patricia, if you want your bestie, you're gonna fight me for it, and most likely I'll win. So get your gloves ready, do some push-ups, wrap up your wrist dips, go do some stretches, because you and I are going to have a war tomorrow. And I really hope that you survive it, because you have a match also on Gem of the Joshis. So you will be teaming up with JDL versus me on night 1. And me and the villainous super villain P. And if you can get past us, you'll have a match tomorrow, as in the day after. So I suggest that you have a good rest, drink lots of water, and remember to not stress too much about our match, because I will break you. Can I say that?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, Dr. Gore, Patricia Ligaya is very active on the comment section. He just replied with "See you tomorrow."
See you tomorrow.
She's
then.
looking forward for that.
We have a birthday wish.
Yeah, and we also have there Alona Kokoy. Good evening, sir. Pwede po babati ng advance happy birthday to my sister Rowena.
Happy birthday, Rowena.
Suena Luis. Yeah, happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Rowena Sueno Luis. And I believe there's a comment from Martin. Let's read about the long comment from Martin. Okay, there's okay. Yeah.
Martin.
Hi Doc, good evening. Currently having back pain. What can I do to ease my back pain?
It's very simple, and I believe that back pain is a pandemic going on, right?
Okay.
Like everyone, even yourself, you sit on a chair all day,
Hmm.
you know. So the easiest way to solve your back pain is to completely remove your back. If you don't have a
Spine,
back,
yeah.
you will not have back pain.
No pain at all. Yeah.
But on serious note, please, everyone, try to stretch out every 30 minutes from a chair, or like, you know, try to do like a deep squat. We're Asians, we can deep squat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do a deep squat, and also like take good care of yourself.
All right. Thank you so much. We have Dr. Gore, and let's support DXCN event back to back during the weekend. We have the Graveyard Shift and the Jam of the Joshis. For more info, go to DXCN Facebook page, and there will be a lot of action-packed matches waiting for you all. So thank you so much for that, Dr. Gore, DXCN. We're so happy that we have this kind of collaboration every single time. You're always welcome in my show, whatever
you.
season it is. I'm always here for you guys. Okay, so Dr. Gore, thank you so much
Thank you so
for
much.
being here, and good luck all the matches. Okay.
Oh,
Whoa.
what's this?
Oh
what's this?
my hands.
Oh my gosh. Oh, something
My
fell.
pulse
Oh
is
my
something
gosh.
like that.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I'm quite nervous, right? The Dr. Gore is holding.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you so much for that, Dr. Gore. DXCN, this is Jigo. I'm your universal online host for Jigo Live. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Live mula sa Abante Command Center sa Quezon City. Ito ang inyong DXCN tagapagtanong, Jigo para sa Jigo Live. Jigo Live.